And hello, boys and girls. This is your old pal, Uncle Al. And I have my hatchet out because a lot of people calling, where's the hatchet? Where's the sword? Where's the blade weapon? It's like, fool the AI. Well, I just brought it out to show you I like East Wings. And I do throw these. And they're really good hatchet. Excuse me. I'm fine. The fires are pretty bad. It's really, really smoggy out here in California. It goes all the way from Chico down to LA. If you've seen other YouTubers, it's smog in LA and it's dense, folks. We have a few areas that have moments of blue skies, and other areas it looks like Los Angeles. Now, the big thing I want to talk about, most of it tonight, I'm going to try to keep it short, is basic plotting of your plots for food. Now, Hubble's cat in the last comment said he's going to plant 20 nut trees. That's a lot of work. That's equal to a small farm. And if you're using basic hand tools and you have no idea of handling either fruit or nut trees with simple tools, you're going to be in trouble. Yes, I don't have the Band-Aid. The Band-Aid right here. I have to air out my eye. Put more medications before I go to bed. Now, the big trouble with fruit and nut trees. Fruit trees and nut trees, some of them, even the wild cousins, are susceptible to fungus and virus type diseases. Now, mostly after a good pruning in the spring or summer before the early blossoms are set, we spray the trees with a fungicide or copper sulfate or many things. And you got to know how to prune on these trees. Now, placing your plots, once you graduate from the little square plot, let me look if I can still find it. Okay, once you graduated from this, okay, from square foot gardening into regular gardening of growing trees and stuff. But I do recommend on trees, make sure it's a dwarf tree. If you're lucky, like I know Farm Wall Frantic has apple trees. It needs good pruning and good spraying for at least 2 years. Then you have good fruit. If you leave it like it is, pretty soon it's going to get hit by blight. Okay, another thing is when you're plotting out your food plots, okay, food plots, like deer plots and people plots, you're always trying to figure first year of after FTSF, SHTF, you have to plan for root crops, first year root crops. Now, a lot of people I've seen on other channels been bragging about microgreens or greens this or green that. Well, greens don't have fat content or starch content, no carbohydrates. Oh, and no, Uncle Juan, I got the facts and I know what I'm talking about. Also, I have a hatchet. And if I crack open your skull to get some information in there, that's my viewpoint. Okay? If you don't get certain starches and fats into your system, Hubble's Cats knows what I'm talking about. You're going to be in trouble. You're going to have B1 deficiency, iron deficiency, and worse, carbohydrates provides 80 to 90% of fuel for vegetarians because they're not eating meat. So you got to have something with carbohydrates. Now, two things of seed packs I sent to Hubble's cat was parsnips and beets. Parsnips are really easy. You see her, go see Potpourri, Pepper Potpourri. She does a wonderful thing on parsnips. She had a video on it not too long ago. I like beets because you can eat the tops, you can eat the bulb, and they're easy to grow. You can't screw that up. I've seen people that try, but beets are good. Okay, Detroit Red is one of my favorites. You could get a dye out of it. You could eat the tops. You could eat the beetroot itself. Okay, and you eat that and a few other things, and you're all right for the winter. Now, our biggest headache is lack of carbohydrates. So that's why I tell people plant potatoes. But a lot of people, like Dad on YouTube, lives in, I think, Alabama. I think it's Alabama. Okay, Alabama is too hot, and it also has a fungus, and it kills potatoes unless you get the right variety and you fungicide the dirt out of it. Trouble is wrong soil temperature. Hubbles can plant potatoes. If you've seen Back to Reality, same area, Ontario, they have this couple growing potatoes in rotten hay or leaves, easy as pie. So you want to plot out your plots right now in the winter. One, how much area do I need? Two, would it provide me with carbohydrates or fat or sugars or starches? Those things you got to consider. Now, most vegetables don't have fats that you get from nut trees, and most areas have acorns. That's a big secret with my family. But the trouble with acorns is you got to pick them before, and you're going to make a lot of squirrels that are really unhappy. Pick them, harvest them, crack the shells, flush it out. This is about 3 flush if you got a stream. Got to be careful if you do too many bags, like 50-pound bags, you kill all the fish because tannic acid. Now, during World War II in Japan, they heard this idea from us, and they look, oh, that's a smart. We have people harvest a lot of nuts and acorns and make flour out of it. They did, but they didn't tell them how to flush out the tannic acid. So when they made noodles and small buns, everybody gagged and puked because it was about 80% tannic acid. All right. Now, a lot of people don't know it's in tea, it's in coffee, that weird bitter taste. Jack that up from 1 to 2% to 80%. See how you like eating that. Or better yet, go eat uh, a raw acorn. You'll notice the taste in your mouth really quick. Kind of disgusting. Okay. Once you flush out all the tannic acid out of the acorn meat, you dry it. Then you roast it. And after you do all that, then you grind it into flour. Why the drying? Drying gets rid of the excess moisture in the acorn. Roasting kills anything else in it. You don't want to be chomping down like, what's that weird taste in my mouth? Oh, it's some kind of protein animal. No, it's going to be something worse and you don't want to really eat it. Okay, once you roast it, it's ready for grinding. And it should have like this soft brownish or whitish color when it turned into flour. Then you can make your noodles, your buns, pies, anything, just like flour. And two, because it's acorn, it should have at least 35% fats in it. So you got fats, carbohydrates, and starches and sugars. So if you have acorns, you're pretty set. Now, a lot of people don't understand that, but a lot of hog farmers in the old days used to do this. Feed their pigs acorns, and pigs love it once it's prepared right. A lot of people don't know about that. Do. Okay. Now, Uncle Al's kind of old. Uncle Al's tired and got all these things in the set. Now, welcome aboard certain people, new people, welcome aboard. A lot of them are micro farmers, small farmers. You got plenty of chickens, that's fine. You got a garden, that's fine. Welcome aboard. Now, the next few things after plotting your plots and you got your fruit tree and your nut trees planned out, you always want one kind if you're in the temperate area, not like Hubble's cat and frigid area where they have snow. Any place where it snows, you can't grow citrus. I'm in a warm climate and I can grow citrus, but have some kind of fruit tree that provides later on the year with vitamin C. Also, another fact is you can grow berries, grapes, currants, a whole bunch of other crops that are freezing or frost resistant. I like grapes. In my old property, I have 4 or 5 grapevines and also 4 or 5 berry vines. All right. So I want you, the kids, to plot out your plot, not like this, but plot out your food crop and figure out how much will it take to feed a family of 5, okay, for an entire year from your food crop. And how much land do you need and how much work you have to do. Realistically, none of this 20 trees or acres of food or stuff like that. You're going to use the basic equipment, all right, to grow food. None of this fancy stuff, unless you have slaves, steam power, or animals. It's going to be really hard. So think about it. Plan your plots now. Catch you later, boys and girls, and you have a nice Thanksgiving. I'm going to try to make a few more videos before this, but it's going to be a little hard. Catch you later.